Diane in Denmark here, rah rah rah. For those of you who have been following my videos for a while, you will know that I'm not in Denmark today. We are actually in Sweden, on the south coast of Sweden, and we're at our cabin. Now we use this cabin all year long, not just in the summer. We often come here at the weekend just to let it all hang out. And I better mention right now, I'm not dressed as I normally would be at home. I've got my bikini on and we're heading down to the beach as soon as I've finished filming this. We're going to go for a swim before lunch. But I wanted to check in with you. Oh, and I've also got my my summer house hair going on today. I haven't done anything with it at all. I'll probably make it a bit fancier once we've actually had our swim. Anyway, I wanted to check in with you today because last week I talked about on these really busy times, I don't have my pom-poms with me, but I've got a Flylady feather duster here at the summer cabin. I talked to you last week and I said at these crazy busy times of the year, maybe your kids are just out of school, maybe you've had a change in circumstances, maybe you've been laid off work, a loved one has died, you know, all those kind of, or maybe you just had a baby. I said to you, the main thing is just to take a wee step back and say, you know, that this is just a time of change, and to make sure that you keep going with your routines, you know, your morning routine and your evening routine. And I do the same here when we're at the cabin, morning routine, evening routine. But today I wanted to talk about, you know, once you've kind of gone through that period of change, you kind of look around the house and say, you know, where do I start? I just wanted to give you a few wee tips of where to start and what not to do. Don't go feeling like you need to declutter the whole house, clean the whole house. So anyway, I'll turn you around so you don't have to see me in my summer attire, and I'll just give you a brief explanation, okay? So just hold on. Okay, so the only thing that you're basically going to need to get back on track is, here we are, trusty timer. I have several different timers, you know, the one on the stove and all that. This is just a little one from IKEA, which is quite fun because it gives you the temperature or countdown. I always have it on like 5 minutes when I'm working at the summer house. Anyway, I would suggest you set your timer for 5 to 10 minutes. And start, for example, in the kitchen. Now, I won't show you too much of the kitchen because I've got personal information about the neighbours and stuff here. And you've seen me working in the kitchen in a previous video that I made here. The main thing I would say, hold on, let me just put down my timer. Yeah, get into the kitchen, set the timer, get some good music going. Maybe you want to light a candle, an LED candle, get the music going. I've got a wee radio there just on the edge of the kitchen counter. I love music to keep me motivated. Maybe you want to put on, I don't know, one of my YouTube videos or listen to a podcast, just something that's going to keep you company. And I would spend 10 to 15 minutes in the kitchen, and this is not the time to be doing detailed decluttering. I would just move things off the counter, get them back into cupboards, put things back in the fridge, any dirty dishes, get them in the dishwasher or wash them up at the sink. All we're doing is trying to put things away, and if you've got time at the end of the 10 or 15 minutes, give everything just a quick wipe down. I mean, really, it makes such a huge difference. And if you can, also maybe get the any rubbish, you know, any recycling out of there. Now, once you've finished, and I suggest here 10 to 15 minutes, then you're going to change room. And because I know what happens, you see that timer and you get quite a lot done. You say, oh, I'll just reset the timer. No. You've got to move area. So let's move area. And I would suggest that once you've been in the kitchen, you move on to your bathroom. This is our wee bathroom in Sweden. Let me just put the light on. And again, it's the same thing. I mean, if there are any dirty towels, get those into the laundry basket. You know, put things away. And I don't want to show you too much in here because, as I said, I've got the family's private stuff. But you're just going to put things away, give things a wipe down. Now is not the time to start working on projects. I've got a wee project I'm going to do later today because this summer house, we bought it lock, stock and barrel from the previous inhabitants of the summer house, and everything, all the furniture, everything, and also a lot of the kitchen utensils, they came from the previous owners. But I've actually got a little project I'm going to be working on today, fixing the enamel in here. But if you are just getting back on track, do not stop to do that kind of project. You know, this is the world's tiniest washing machine. Maybe you want to just, excuse me, throw in a load of laundry. That's that there. You know, if you've got time during the 10 to 15 minutes, maybe, you know, shake out the mat, give the toilet a really good swish and swipe, and if possible, maybe give it a quick vacuum. Now, our bathroom here is tiny, so that's really easy for me to do. And then the last thing I would suggest you do, so you do kitchen, bathroom, and hopefully by then, you know, after half an hour, you're feeling like, oh, you know, you're back on track. And then after that, just hold on. After that, I would suggest that you do the living room. This is our little living room at the cabin. And I'm going to have to give this place a really good vacuum today because we had the neighbour's cat. The neighbour's cat spends time with us when we're here. And up there, we've got books and DVDs for watching here because we're quite low tech at the cabin. But, you know, fluff up the cushions on the sofa, give a quick vacuum if you can, you know, get rid of the cat hair. Any books that are left on the table there, you know, get things cleared off. Maybe you've left coffee cups in there, newspapers, just pick things up and make a decision. What are you going to do with them? Do they need to be thrown out in the trash, or can you put them away? So just, you know, again, 10 minutes just sorting out this room, and it really makes a world of difference. And we have hardly anything in here. Just a few books about Sweden and binoculars if we're out bird watching. But anyway, keep working with that timer. And then the most important part of all, just hold on. When your timer has gone off, please, you know, especially after the 3 sessions of 15 minutes, you may need to take a break between if it's really, really roasting hot where you are, or if you've got health issues. But make sure that you get yourself a glass of water, just sit down, smell the roses. These are actually roses from our summer house. Aren't they gorgeous? Gosh, and I've got some more over here, and I'll just show you. So I know what I'm going to be doing today because they're beginning to drop their petals now. And this is just a quick look at our bedroom, but I wouldn't suggest doing the bedroom first. If you've still got time at the end of your session in the kitchen, the bathroom, and then the living room, then do the bedroom. But you can see in here we've got a tiny bedroom, just enough space for a couple of cupboards to keep some spare clothes, and I also keep running gear, pajamas and stuff, con-married of course, con-married style. Hello. And my dressing gown. I've actually had this dressing gown for 30 years. But anyway, it's still good. So anyway, I'm going to be changing to that when I go down for my swim. Yeah, please make sure that once you've done a quick session in the 3 rooms like that you take a break. Grab a glass of water. Maybe you want to read a book or a magazine. Let's see what we've got here. Here's a little Swedish one that I'm going to be enjoying this afternoon, Threadgore. Or maybe, hold on, if you're with the family, yeah, I'm standing in front of the place where we have our games and things. You know, perhaps a jigsaw. Make sure that you remember to take time for you, because the problem when we get this overwhelmed feeling is once we do kind of take steps to get things back on track, we tend to go overboard. Okay, hands up, how many of you have done that before? Me included. So I'm going to do a quick, what I'm going to be doing here today. You can see that our summer house is fairly picked up. There's not any major problems. I'm going to be doing a mini weekly home blessing hour in our cabin. That's what I normally do, because I get an awful lot of questions about how I deal with, you know, going between the 2 houses, our main house and the cabin. And I often do a mini weekly home blessing hour in this place, 5 minutes on each of the tasks, and then I get to go down to the sea and have a wee walk along the beach, or I can have a wee swim. So I'm going to get off for a swim before lunch. And all I've got left to say is, oh, hold on, let me get my Swedish flag over here. All I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the Swedish summer house hygge be with you today. And, you know, please give yourself a pat on the back for everything that you do. Don't feel like, you know, you're kind of, oh, you're so behind and you're never going to get back on track. Just put one foot in front of the other, set that timer, and the main thing is to make sure you get some self-care at the end of it. Okay, so anyway, next time I see you, I will be back in Denmark, and I've also got another wee surprise video for you. But anyway, you know me, I'll suddenly pop up and surprise you with something. So anyway, hugs to everybody who needs one, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, bye for now. Here he comes.